Hello everyone. Today we're going to hear from Crocodile, one of 55 animals of the Inner Alliance, here for our eternal journey of self-discovery. And Crocodile's beautiful attributes to keep in mind are intrinsic systems, primal, and unconscious mind. And Crocodile is associated with water. That will be the element to keep in mind. This has to do with emotion, feelings, flowing, creative, and internal feminine forces. And in this card, the human is resting gently and completely dreaming in the wide open jaws of Crocodile. So here's that message. Oh my, you have aligned with Crocodile medicine. This powerful, instinctual reptile has been thriving on Earth for millennia. She is a symbol of primal instinct, explosive speed, and connection to universal origins. Living most of his life in dark, mysterious waters, Crocodile seems to have evolved very little, but he is perfectly adapted for his purpose. She uses her energy to sculpt and nurture what is intrinsically amazing. The primordial soup of crocodile origins are a fantastic metaphor for all our beginnings and our reptilian unconscious mind. The mind that lies under the surface of what is seen and analyzed by our conscious mind. This is where 95% of our decisions are made and where our autonomic systems run almost seamlessly every moment of our lives. Networks that automatically digest, oxygenate, repair, move blood and nutrition to every cell, and balance us in our natural state of health. This spirit is a not so gentle reminder to be aware, grateful, and care for these complex and gorgeous arrangements. Crocodile is nudging us to swim in appreciation for this wondrous, intricate biological machine of ours, and also to pay attention to what our unconscious might be in charge of that we are not aware of. The triggers, programming, and traumas can be lodged deep in our depths, creating blocks and secretly running, possibly ruining the show. When we are in times of stress or overly stimulated by our environment, relationships, conversations, and external experiences, we can elicit an unpleasant emotional response. This is an opportunity to challenge your programming and bring discomfort and pain to the surface where it can be healed. By assimilating Crocodile's spirit, you can forgive, evolve, clean up messes, find your willpower, and act decisively. No more suppressing, stewing, wishing, tiptoeing around issues, and repeating hurtful, unhealthy patterns. It's time to clear the waters. As you float with Crocodile into DreamTime, imagine yourself in a vast, dark void. Let any feelings of guilt, resentment, frustration, and anger filter away with the undercurrent of deep sleep. Let go until only stars burn bright in the pure water. Here you are connected to enlightened primal instinct and able to act with an open, powerful heart without programming. In awake time, move powerfully with Crocodile spirit. Notice how your thoughts change your mood and create your reality. Be sure you are acting, not reacting. Address each emotional instance immediately. This is a perfect chance to create change. The crocodile smiles. I am grateful for my autonomic, instinctual systems. With awareness, I'm able to evolve with purpose. I have the power and presence to cut loose what is outdated and harmful, and free in the speed to attain anything I set my sights on. So this is our crocodile medicine for the day and for our awake time. Definitely in touch with the water element. I hope this gives you some meaning that you can add to your day. And if you'd like to hear the first time I read the live message. This was about a year ago during quarantine, and I think a lot of it will still be poignant, and it'll show us how far we've come. Please enjoy and just keep listening. Good morning. Happy Sunday fun day. We're going to give everyone a few minutes to get here. I took my Crocodile medicine today. And I don't mean the coffee, although I have some of that too. I think it'll be fun to kind of bring everything together, maybe with some music at the beginning of each session, of each meeting. And I was feeling this today. This is Suhan. Francis, you turned me on to this. It's been my favorite for a month or more. So I am channeling Crocodile through this, a little more tribal, a little more primal. So I hope you're in bed. You can just move your head. Crocodile is definitely going to smile on us today. I hope you're all as sunny as we are here on the Middle Coast. So yes, feeling more tribal, more instinctual today. The sun helps with that. All right, your turn. Okay, my turn. All right, let's get serious. We'll put something a little more calming on. I'll calm down now. I'll put that the link to that set on after this. It's very motivating at times when you need it, and sometimes when you don't even need it. I'm happy to be with all of you today. I'm really grateful. And now I'm huffing and puffing. Yes, definitely took my Crocodile medicine this morning and got after it. And so we get to talk about that today. I've gotten some questions about, and I'm kind of piecing things together as we go, how this all came to pass, why I'm here now, why we're having this time and sharing together, and how the Inner Alliance initially came to be. Yesterday we talked quite a bit about, or I talked quite a bit about how we all have animals in our lives. It's one of the first things that we'll have memory of, you know, those books, the stories, the Disney movies. Even if you grew up in a city, I grew up on a ranch, you know, where I had that intimate connection, but the animals as mythology, the animals as the moral of the story, like you said, Ryan, they've always been, since before memory, with us. So I think that's why we can hear them and get along with them like right away. So it was by no means the first time that I had visions, but the main seed for what we're looking at today and experiencing today with the Inner Alliance is that seed was planted in my mind about 6 years ago. It was a nighttime during a sacred journey, and the animals came in so strongly, and the animals would change from one to another, and I could hear their messages. And by hear, I mean more of a knowingness, not that they were speaking bear or hawk or crocodile to me, but there was this knowingness. And as we traveled all over the globe and the cosmos, but especially here, we would visit humans in their sleep. And it was this most amazing thing. The first animal was bear. And, you know, here's this huge black bear, and we're suddenly in a room holding a grown man. And as the night went on, the different animals just imparted their strengths to us as human beings in the most beautiful language. And because it was in their sleep, as I know now, these humans probably were assimilating a lot of the information into their unconscious because they were unconscious. So that was kind of the real big like push over the edge. There was no denying the animals after that. So as a vessel for the messages, and that's all I am, and my belief is that's all any artist is, or and that means any kind of artist, whether you're a chef or whether you're as a parent, as a we channel these things sometimes, and that'll be a fun discussion. We'll do that channeling discussion soon. But yeah, that was the real beginning for me. So what happens in me with visions, a lot of times they're right before I transition into sleep, or right before as I'm waking up. So it's that twilight. I always feel half in, half out, and it's that magic time when we're half in, half out, and our brain is still like half submerged or emerged, however you want to think about it. Squirrels. And it's this lovely time when, especially with thought and with purpose, we can really drop things down into our unconscious. We're in theta or alpha, and we have this beautiful channel where we can embody these things. This is why meditation during this time, or this is why I use oracle cards during this time to either start a morning or wind down, because you are bringing in a thoughtfulness. You are bringing in a blessing. You are bringing in the spirit of that which you seek. And this is why on the television it's called programming. And don't fool yourself, you're being programmed. As our pineal gland, as it starts to get dark out, it's releasing melatonin, and it's bringing us down so that we can sleep, so our body can repair and regrow and handle all the things that it can't all day, because it's digesting and breathing and doing all those things, those tasks that you ask of it. And so as the pineal gland bumps up the melatonin, we're going down into a frequency where our unconscious is very susceptible. And that can be a beautiful thing, or it can be used against you. And with TV programming, it is used against you. So I'm not going to tiptoe around that. So as we bring beautiful things with intention into that time, conversation, beautiful reading, imagery, laughter, winding down and winding up. Meditation's so beautiful in the morning. Not easy, but that's our chance to really evolve and unite those two layers. Let's just call them layers. So in my life, I've used the oracle decks, and when I have a vision, and I got sidetracked there. When I have a vision, I'm so enjoying it and I'm so grateful for it, but immediately I want everyone to see it. I want everyone to understand. I want to show everyone and explain it, which is so, it's just like a kid, right? You can't pluck someone into your experience just from a visual. So first, let me point out that what I'm offering, these are collections of thoughts and knowledge and how things come through, from the animal kingdom and the spirit kingdom, and I'm putting them into a few paragraphs. And then I'm taking this 10D sensory experience and I'm taking a snapshot of it and hoping that as it is offered and maybe you do drift into sleep, it can unfold in you. So it can become whatever experience you need. The words and the message can unfold back into this multi-dimensional healing. So it kind of calmed me down, realizing that no, I can't, and it's not even my business to inflict anything on anyone else. That no one might want that, what I thought was so great. But this way of presenting it, not as an exhibit in a gallery, but as this, we'll call it a tool that you're interacting with. So you're reading it, you're wondering, what does this mean to me? You're seeing a visual, and that's a personal thing. So that's why I chose this medium or modality or vehicle. It's a vehicle of getting it out to you. So that is what that's kind of, the origins of it, without getting too deep into it, and also kind of my creative frustration, and then coming to peace with that, how that transmutes into this sharing, and just trusting that, because we each have our journey, and we each have, even now, the schedules are crazy, right? So it's what we take from it, and the intention we put into it. And that's just a metaphor for how we utilize our sleep time, how we utilize our thought time. And for me, with a mind that races and a mind that used to always wonder what I could do better, what I needed to do, what was gonna go wrong, what can I fix, to now just be in a naturally more peaceful, calm, and therefore more creative and effective space. And for me, one of the big changes was as I transition into sleep and as I transition out of sleep. So that's something that I wanted to offer to you. Yeah, so cool. It's been, sometimes when you talk about something or share it, you realize you kind of go back to, oh my God, yeah, it used to feel like that. And now it feels like this. So I feel like so much gratitude coming up. It's almost like a heat. So thank you. Glad I could get that out. I appreciate you being here. So I'm excited for Crocodile. And afterwards, I'll show you on a different screen, and then I'll post Crocodile. And I think I will also, in this video, I will start listing the times that the actual reading starts, so that if you choose to listen to it instead of read it while you see the image or as you're falling asleep, or you just like the sound of my voice, you can just go right to that point and the reading will start. And once again, Crocodile message will be in the same post as the image. And yeah, you'll notice, it'll be fun. You'll notice more and more the similarities between the images, what things are in them that are going to be in the next. There's going to be a human, and I think with this one it was particularly endearing to me because crocodiles obviously are so fierce and primal, yet sometimes when they transport their young, it's like in their big death trap mouth. So this human is a grown man just sleeping so peacefully in this beautiful crocodile mouth. So that's what's coming. The reading. Crocodile. Primal instinct, explosive power, unconscious mind. Oh my, you have aligned with crocodile medicine. This powerful, instinctual reptile has been thriving on Earth for a millennia. She is a symbol of primal instinct, explosive speed, and connection to universal origins. Living most of his life in dark, mysterious waters, Crocodile seems to have evolved very little, but for his purpose, he is perfectly adapted. Perhaps she has just let go of all the traits that didn't work in her favor early on. She can then use her energy to sculpt and nurture what is intrinsically amazing. The primordial soup of his origins can be a metaphor for all our beginnings and our unconscious mind. The mind that lies under the surface of what is seen and analyzed by our conscious mind, where 95% of our decisions are made and where our autonomic systems run fairly seamlessly every moment of our lives. These complex and gorgeous systems that automatically care, digest, oxygenate, repair, and balance us in our natural state of health. And usually we're oblivious to them, much less impressed. Crocodile is a reminder to swim in appreciation for this intricate biological machine of ours, and also to pay attention to what our unconscious mind might be in charge of that we're not aware of. The triggers, the programming and traumas that might be lodged deep in our depths, creating malfunctions and blocks, secretly running, possibly ruining the show. When we are in times of stress or overly stimulated by our environment, by our relationships, conversations, and external experiences, we can elicit an unpleasant emotional response. As these negative yet familiar responses come up, see them as a chance to dive deeper and wrestle out the root to the light. This is an opportunity to swim around your unexplored emotional mind, challenge your programming, bring discomfort and pain to the surface for resolution where it can be healed. It isn't a time to be gentle or coax things subtly. Crocodiles can rest motionless as if in a trance for extended periods of time, and when the opportunity presents itself, act with lightning speed and explosive power. You can be compassionate while being decisive, caring while being honest. It's time to get the job done now. This isn't a time to be an enabler for someone's behavior or make excuses for your own. Be mindful of the stories that others tell and the ones that you're keeping alive in the murky depths. What you don't take responsibility for can inhibit your growth, as can taking on the responsibility of others' moods, addictions, and behaviors. With your conscious and unconscious mind working together, your spirit can change the story to its very origins. Keep the parts that help you thrive and expose the rest for transmutation. By assimilating crocodile spirit, you can forgive, evolve, you can clean up messes, find your willpower, and act decisively. No more suppressing, stewing, wishing, tiptoeing around these issues and repeating hurtful, unhealthy patterns. It's time to clear the waters. This mind and body is where your spirit lives. So let's get after this. In the larger scheme of things, you are also setting up behaviors and patterns for those around you and generations to come. So what is my thumbprint on the human collective DNA? As you float with Crocodile into DreamTime, imagine yourself in a vast, dark void. Let any feelings of guilt, resentment, frustration, lack, and anger filter away with the undercurrent of deep sleep. Let go until only the stars burn bright in the pure water. What's left, this energy that surrounds you, is the universal consciousness where you are connected to enlightened instinct and able to act with an open and powerful heart. In awake time, move powerfully with Crocodile spirit. Notice how your thoughts change your mood. Wonder how your state is affected by triggers and be curious why. Address each instance immediately. This is the perfect chance to create change. With your 3 eyes truly open, you can see the clearest path and move decisively with authority and conviction, acting, not reacting. The crocodile smiles. I am a magnificent blend of conscious and unconscious. I am grateful for my automatic instinctual systems, and with awareness, I am able to evolve with purpose. I have the power and the presence to cut loose what is outdated and harmful, and the speed to attain anything I set my sights on. That is the blessing of Crocodile. I just love it. So what came up for me there, I'll share what came up for me, and I love it. I'm so enjoying hearing some of the different things that are evoked in your minds and in your bodies. Sometimes when we really feel that, we know, oh, okay, that hit the nail on the head there. Sometimes it's pleasant and sometimes it's not. But Crocodile spoke strongly to me when the whole chrysalis that we're in started. I had finally started to get strong again through swimming and lifting weights and, kind of getting more aggressive. It was a time where I really realized I needed to change what I was doing and go back to what I knew worked for me, having this feminine flow, but also getting the body strong again. And I was pouting because everything was closed, and I just was into my routine, and I was so happy with where that was going. And Crocodile was just not having it. Totally called me out and pointed out how I just saw things through this evolutionary prism where, as humans, we were tough. We were very tough. We were resilient. We had to fight off not just wild animals, but the elements and viruses and all these things. And it wasn't a big scary thing. It was just, we could do that and then have our times of rest and retreat. And I realized over the years of trying, kind of coddling myself and wanting to be so comfortable, that it was time to push it and go back to my roots in that way. So it's been this very cool thing. I get up and know what I need to do. I keep the parts that work, and I'm not putting up with the excuses. And the Crocodile, has helped with that over the last 4 weeks. And now, I do those things in the morning, even if they're uncomfortable, like running hills. But my system is happy, my creativity is flowing, and that's how this kind of spoke to me this time when I was thinking of Crocodile. It's looking to evolution for what has worked throughout our human history, looking to how I've evolved personally and what I know works for me, and then getting after it. So uncomfortable for a while, for sure, and then it becomes this beautiful habit, and then it's ingrained, and now it's in my unconscious. So yeah, the message of Crocodile was very important, and it definitely has made my life a better one. So thank you so much for being here. This is a great way to start the day, and I am toying with the idea, if it sounds good to everyone, you let me know, of doing a reading on Wednesday night and on Sunday morning. But certainly I think this is a beautiful time to have the reading for sure, and it keeps me on that beautiful fiery flow. And I think introducing some dance into it at the beginning will be a fun way to get us moving and get us in sync. So we'll do that too. Thank you, my loves. Crocodile smile. Everyone, crocodile smile.